Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask Brian Dawson to throw for the ball. $25. That's the bullseye.
So we see John Walton winning the darts as our referee until he spells
First
out
leg, John
in this
Walton
all
to throw
Yorkshire affair.
first. Game on.
And this should be a really tasty contest for me.
$100.
Nice to see John Walton back. Took a year out of the circuit last year just to try to get himself
60.
together and come back this time around, and it's nice to see him back on our screens. Lakeside World Champion in 2001, of course.
100. $140.
And this man has been a rising star over the last year or so, Brian Dawson. Been playing the circuit seriously for the last couple of years. That culminated in qualifying for the Lakeside 2015.
100.
And he certainly didn't disappoint, did he, with a quarter-final appearance, beating the likes of Jeffrey de Graaf amongst others, and playing a really good competitive contest against Scott
45.
Mitchell. It ended 5-2 to Scott on that occasion, but the scoreline did not really reflect the result, did it, Richard?
No, he was very impressive at Lakeside, and what I liked the most about Brian was his walk-on. Now is the
55.
time to set things right. Certainly a favourite, wasn't it?
It's all singing, all dancing here in Bridlington this afternoon. And it's strictly come darting on the oche as Walton
John,
on
you require
146.
146.
61st. Now then, treble 18 will leave double 16. No, pulled that one. So bullseye to leave double 16. Yes, lovely darts.
114. Brian, you require 131.
I was just saying, Richard, how nice it is to see John Walton back on our screens.
43. John,
The
you
silky
require
smooth
32.
throw.
Yeah, he looked solid yesterday, and I think looked the same today.
Game shot on the first leg. John Walton.
We talked about how he took a year off
Second
to
leg, it's Brian to throw
just
first.
get himself together
Game on.
and get back his mojo, as it were. Come back this year, has done okay.
100.
But I'm sure when he watched the Lakeside 2015 last year and he was sat at home, I'm sure he must have been hurting somewhat.
Yeah, because still throwing mean dart as we're seeing here. He's got one of those actions that's just reliable and stands up well under pressure.
94.
But it does add a bit of flavour when you come to a tournament like the British Open.
121.
You've got the likes of Andy Fordham, Ted Hankey, John Walton floating around the draw.
134.
Very popular with the autograph hunters, the former world champions. Even Hugh has signed one or two.
100.
Yeah, it's a really enthusiastic, big crowd out in Bridlington. I was saying to Scott Mitchell yesterday in commentary during the stage finals, I think it is one of the most enjoyable crowds to
41.
be on the stage in front of.
Yeah.
Well, Dawson, 180, is a very consistent performer. He's really proven himself to be a tough cookie on the
100.
circuit. There's more evidence of that here as he's down on 80 after just 12 darts thrown.
Another treble will put the pressure on. Great find there from John Boy.
140. Brian, you
Treble
require
20,
80.
double 10. Oh, now will he go the 25 and bull route? He tried it. Wayward darts there from
31.
Dawson. He was in command there. To be on 80
John, you
and
require
not get anywhere near
92.
a double is going to be very disappointing. And a miscount on the last dart. All three darts there were a bit random.
67.
Yep, and it's always encouraging for an opponent when you see the player in front of you, his mind being boggled. Now, this will boggle Dawson because it's bull. Oh, and you can
67.
see how close that was.
Brian, you
Ball
require
boggling
49.
almost there. So to recover, double 16, get himself back in the match.
Game shot on the second leg. Brian
And he's
Dawson.
back into it. And it's a best-of-7 encounter now as we move
Third
into the
leg, it's
last
John
64.
to throw first.
The matches have
Game
gone
on.
up to the best-of-7. All the players in this round, Hugh, are now in the points in the prize money. This is when the action really kicks in.
Yep, the last two games on our
84.
live stream have been particularly great to watch. We have seen the reigning champion bow out. Scott Mitchell defeated 3 legs to 2 in a really high-quality
50.
contest against Cameron Menzes. Mitchell sat on 74. Menzes stole it with the bullseye for a 1-2-4 checkout. And that was followed up by another deciding leg between Jeff Smith and Ryan Hogarth.
80.
Again, a high-quality affair, which the young Scotsman prevailed. So, Canadian Lakeside semi-finalist, he's also gone out today. Last year's runner-up, Martin Phillips, he was safely through on the live stream earlier, defeating Dean Alsop. There's a name
90.
from the past. But these two, very much the present as far as today's proceedings are concerned, and Walton has got a good
96.
advantage.
Yep, as much as we're in the present here, John Walton, a champion of the past at the British Open. 2001 was his glory year at the Lakeside, and it was the year that he also lifted this
135.
particular title. I love looking through the list of champions. This is the 41st edition of the British Open. Alan Evans, the very first winner.
45.
The man from Wales back in 1975. And when you go through it, Hugh, some great champions over the years. John Lowe,
80.
Eric Bristow, Cliff Lazarenko, Jockey Wilson, Bob Anderson, great, isn't it? Alan Warrener, Mike Gregory, Dennis Priestley, Raymond van Barneveld. There's so many names to pick out.
140.
One that I
Brian,
must
you
mention is the
require
man of 10 years ago,
146.
my good friend from Denmark, Mr. Brian Sorensen. He was throwing darts like this back then. He was here this year, wasn't he?
98.
Yep, he's here.
Had a little
John,
go.
you require 56.
So, 16 and double top for John Boy, the former champion, looking to do the business in 2015.
16.
Close, no
Brian, you
cigar, and
require
now Dawson.
48.
Golden opportunity. Double 16 will do.
Game shot
And
on the
that's it.
third
Well,
leg. Brian Dawson.
3 darts he's had a double 16 in this game, and 2 of them have
Fourth leg,
sunk
it's
in.
Brian to throw
And
first.
it's 2 up
Game
for
on.
Doggy.
Well, these two players will be hoping that the Yorkshire theme sticks. We've been in Bridlington for the last 10 years or so. And Scott Mitchell last year in winning the title broke the run of Yorkshire winners because in the previous
25.
3 years we saw Scott Waits, Martin Atkins and Gary Thompson pick up the title.
And yesterday we saw Scott Waits win the British Classic here, so there is a Yorkshire theme. Of course, with
100.
geography, the majority of the players are from Yorkshire. A lot of the top Yorkshire players will come down, and the strength and depth of Yorkshire, not just your Waiteses and your Atkins, your Thompsons and your Waltons and Dawsons.
100.
There are so many top Yorkshire players who don't travel the circuit, but on their day could give any of these players a run for their money. We're seeing one coming up potentially a little bit later in Jaron Estev, who could be taking on Martin Atkins, and that's an example.
140. $81.
Apologies, I seem to have said Martin Atkins there. I beg your pardon, a slight correction. He will be playing Martin Adams.
Well, Martin Atkins causes all sorts of problems because there are 2 Martin Atkins in the draw as well. Never mind the Adams confusion.
And I believe that, did they play each other yesterday, or they were 1 game off from playing each other?
60.
And looking at the draw, they are actually paired together in the same group today, so we might actually see a clash of the 2 Martin Atkinses a little bit later on.
It would be an awkward one to referee.
100.
It's Martin Atkins to throw first of Lancashire.
Maybe they could just call them White Rose and Red Rose to keep it
Yes.
simple.
Well, these two, very much the White Rose.
94.
And there's always going to be a tough game for both of them. Both of their merits
140.
are very similar.
John, you
I
require
think.
107.
Consistency. Solid, if not spectacular, I think is fair to say. Now 88 for Walton on treble 16 for tops. Now then tops, that's just in. Tops to break back, or unlucky.
67.
He's at
Brian,
darts
you
doing all 4
require
legs so
55.
far. And he'll be ruiing being 3-1
Game shot on
down.
the fourth leg. Brian
And now
Dawson.
There's 3
Fifth
legs
leg,
left in
it's
this
John to
game,
throw
and Walton has to
first.
win them all
Game on.
if he wants to make it through at the expense of his Yorkshire compatriot.
$60.
So with the score 3 legs to 1 in Dawson's favour at the moment. Grade
137.
Really sticking the boot in now. Walton had 1 dart at the ball for a 92 finish to go 2-0 up. Missed a couple of darts at tops as
60.
well in a leg, so he's had his chances, and all the legs have been really, really close.
100.
But Dawson with a really healthy advantage now.
It's wrong.
60.
Needs trebles and can't find them. Yes, frustration, you can see it. Dawson, it looked quite heavy for him at one point, at 1-0 down. He was
135.
staring down the barrel of going 2 legs behind, which isn't easy over a best of 7. We've talked this weekend about how hard it is in this short format once you do fall 1 or 2 legs behind. It's important to gain the advantage right from
59.
the off.
Brian, you require 129.
But he's battled well, and it looks like he's battling his way to a victory as the shot's off now, but a treble and he'll be satisfied. Yes, now we've seen that flight come off a couple of times in this game when it's entered the board.
77.
And I think we can see the stem is just a little bit loose. So you might want to think about changing his equipment as far as the stems are concerned once this match is over. But no matter. Walton on the 18s or the ball. Yes, good shot.
130.
But Richard, it's Dawson for the match.
Brian,
Yeah, as
you
long as that
require
flight is
52.
into fueling now for 52. This is it. And he's missed the big 20. It's a double 16, 1 dart in hand. And he's missed it. He's
20.
been hitting it well, as you mentioned.
John, you require
Boyd now.
132.
Not only would this be a great shot on the eye, it would be a huge shot in the context of this match. Bull first. So treble 19 will take him back to bull. Oh, he's got it. And what a great life for the bull. He's done it. I knew
Game
after that
shot
first
and the
25
fifth
was in,
leg,
he would have a
John
great
Walton.
life for that bullseye. What a shot
Sixth leg,
from the
it's
former
Brian to throw
champion.
first.
We saw 2
Game
shots at the
on.
ball for the 92 finish earlier, and they were a hair's breadth away, so you never got the impression that those darts were going to be far away off the ball either.
85.
And he didn't let us down. A fantastic shot.
And I tell you what, Hugh, regardless of his form over the last couple of years, that was a champion shot, if ever you saw one. What a brilliant finish.
I think it goes to show form is
83.
temporary and class is permanent.
85.
But it is Dawson's darts in this leg, and this on paper is the hardest leg rather, to win for Walton because it is against the throw. But Walton is battling back well. Now 132 has also stopped the momentum from Dawson. He won 3 straight legs, remember.
Yep, the Yorkshire boys are giving us a treat
85.
here. And we are guaranteed, as you mentioned, to see one in the next game. Jared Esteve is taking on Wolfie, Martin Adams.
60.
Things hotting up as we get into the last 64. I'm glad it's up to the best of 7 now. Gives the players a chance to get into the match. Keep things moving.
100.
Great shot there from Dawson to leave a finish, Hugh. Now Walton here, you would think. We know he's taking a 132, but he's got to get in the treble and give himself a chance. Well, needs a treble now just to leave a finish. That's a disaster
41.
from John Boy.
Brian, you require
Yeah, he may find himself having to
146.
take out another tall order like the 132 in the last leg. Because Dawson, well, he's not making the most of the opportunity here. Only 40, so
40.
Well, the first thing for Walton now, he just hopes he gets a chance. 137 is the ideal score, but any opportunity he'd take at this stage. Treble 19.
87.
Flip, but he does leave 90.
Brian, you require 106.
treble 18 for double 16 for the match. No, he's not going to get a shot, so Walton on 90 has got
58.
options. I would recommend the 20s
John, you
myself
require
because of
90.
the percentages, and he's been hitting that bull.
It's a single. Never even thought about the troll. Bull! Oh, unlucky.
45. Brian, you require 48.
Well, that was his worst start to the ball in this match, and now Dawson, double 16, has been kind to him in this game. Double 8 now, the first time he's been up here. Oh,
32.
Well, that's 2 darts missed for the
John,
match.
you require 45.
And Walton on 45 to take us to a deciding leg. 13 double 16.
Double 16 to take us into that decider. 1 dart left.
21.
Are overpitched
Brian, you
badly.
require 16.
Double 8 for the game. Good mark of that. Got the whole of the bed to aim at. Just inside there.
Game, shot,
it's there.
and the match.
Oh, he just
Brian
scraped
Dawson.
home in the end. It became harder for him than what he would have liked it to have been. But he is through, and that is the most important thing.